we're going to talk about how that gate was actually opened. Okay. This is something that most people don't know about because the gate was not low. See, New Orleans, Louisiana is a very conservative spot. It's a part of the Bible Belt. But New Orleans have always been that crazy place. And it wasn't always that way. It went crazy in a certain year. The year New Orleans went crazy was in 1728. We actually know that. And we're going to talk about something called the Coffin Girls. They're the ones who opened the gate in New Orleans. Now, what happened was this. Louisiana was a French province. It was not part of the United States. It was ruled by France. But it was all men. There was no women there. And no women wanted to go there because it was hot and swampy and snakes and alligators. And who want to be over there and over there? So they had a very hard time getting women to go to New Orleans. So they was trying to get women from France to go to New Orleans to take husbands. And all of these women called these Coffin Girls went over there. They're called Coffin Girls because their luggage was these long, thin boxes. They said, now you will read books that say these was not real coffins. Their luggage, where they put all of their possession, looked it like coffins. That's why they was called Coffin Girls. Warning, if you ever date a girl and you go in her bedroom and it looks like a coffin, you say, is that a coffin? Oh, no, it's just a bed. It just looks like a coffin. If you want to fall for that trick, you can. Okay. But all those Coffin Girls who went there to marry husbands in New Orleans in 1728, most 90% of them never married anybody. They ended up working in the brothels or they ended up joining a certain convent in New Orleans. And this is where all this stuff got started. Because in those brothels in New Orleans, sometimes you got the wrong girl. You get what I'm saying? Okay. And New Orleans have always been well. Because that's one thing we're going to discuss about vampires, is that a lot of vampire cults, they disguise their organization. It is disguised as a brothel or something like that. And that's how they lure their prey in the door. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Because as I was talking about the other week, women vampires have special things that they know how to do to men. And we'll just say they can rock your world. You get what I'm saying? We will not say more than that. And they have those special... Yes.
They lure you, they hypnotize you.
Oh, they can do everything.
Whatever.
Okay.
It takes you to suck you in.
Yes. And he really means suck you into. And this is and the Coffin Girls, when they came to New Orleans in 1728, that city has never been the same. And New Orleans, ever since then, have always been, I hate to say this, the Sodom and Gomorrah of Louisiana, the United States. You can do whatever you want down there. Everything goes on. But the rest of Louisiana is very conservative, Bible Belt. But once you cross into New Orleans, you can just do wherever you want to. It's all good. Okay.
It's all good.
And it have been that way for ever since 1728. It all been good. Okay. You just need to be careful when you're over there and watch your back. Take a friend with you, because if you're roaming around by yourself, going into those brothels and going into certain places, you might be a totally different person when you come back. Very, very bad.
A zombie.
Okay, yes.
They practice the Caribbean religions.
Yes. Yes. So our comments are doing good?
They're all good. Well, they mentioned vampires have been in there for some time. They're all commenting good.
Excellent. So we're doing excellent. So let's talk about, so that is our first part of our subject. Because we're coming up to the halfway mark. So we talked about the first comment.